yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here at the Plebian World Tour. This time, we are at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, same place where where Formula One is being held. My mind is escaping me. Happy Saturday, happy Formula One weekend to everybody, and happy Plebian Racing weekend to everyone out here. And if you're interested in some shenanigans and some fun events going on today, shortly after this race, we will be doing something very special, guaranteed, one of a kind, something that you've never seen done on a set of Corsa before, at least that we know of. So stick around and grab a download link after the race. As long as there's not too much to talk about in this race replay. We are having two 30-minute races back-to-back to break it up for you guys this time here at the Red Bull Ring. This is going to be interesting. A full grid nearly this time around. As someone mentioned, 21 people, not including myself in the commentary van, filling out the grid. A lot of new faces and a lot of returning faces. I think a crowd favorite, mine at least, is going to be Ozzy Wilson coming to throw some blows at some of these newcomers that have taken away some of the championship points that he has sought after in the first round and sitting out a few until he came back just this week. Let's see if he has enough gas in the tank to fight it out here today and over the next couple of events. If he can clinch back to a number 1 or number 2 spot to finish this out. Jaworski, excuse the mispronunciation, last time around, setting one of the fastest laps in practice yet. Ospenia leader Joseph Chow, normal people that we've seen. Evan Huelsman is back. Pezzelato's back too. We got the Smoke Man. We got Xavier T and the newcomer of Nico. Welcome to the grid, Nico, in the 05 car. Get to you soon as we watch Penguin get a little drifty through the end. I know we're not quite there yet, folks. I'm building the anticipation until we get going for qualifying. Maybe we'll switch away to that and see how this goes. Let's go over the championship standings going forward. I want to get this going because I don't want anybody to get missed out here. We have Penguin in P1, James Leader in 2. That battle's still close up front. Third place is going to be hard fought over as Jordan White and Joseph Chow are neck and neck in the championship right now. Stand by as the server just gets loaded for qualifying. As I was saying, Joseph Chow and Jordan White neck and neck, 37-34 points for them, fighting over third place, with Pasha Patterson nibbling at the heels. Sonny didn't have a lot of time to practice recently, but who knows? He might be very familiar with the Austrian ring here and may outperform what he's saying he will. Evan Huelsman having a great showing last time we were out. With 22 points to his name. Close by, that's Ozzy Wilson and Jaworski. Throwing it down 20 points apiece for them. Only running one, if I'm not mistaken, for each of them. So this will be interesting, and it'll be interesting going forward if they can collect enough points to stick it to Joseph Chow and Pasha Patterson up ahead, and maybe even go for third place if they're lucky enough. Good neighbor Dave Martin tied for 19th. Down there, that's rounding out the top 10. That is. All right, jumping over to Kurt Moss in 11th, Joel Dallas, Kevin Ospina, if I'm not mistaken. We got the Smoke Man in 14th, Brandon Williams in 15th, Pezzelato, VKR, Brett Zumina in 18th place. Tristan Blizzard, Dejas Monroe. Oh, something has gone awry as qualifying server has gotten going. And the cars are getting going finally. That's what we're seeing for qualifying. Sorry. See the flash in the corner of my eye and I get distracted. Like worse than a child sometimes. Where are we? And we talked about VKR, Zumina, Blizzard, and Monroe. And, you know, although the points don't show it, a lot of these guys back here have a lot of points going for them, or a lot of good showings going for them. Maybe the results not going the way that their driving has been indicative of, but hopefully that'll change for them in the remaining half of the season. We should have one or two more events coming up after this one. Excuse me for 1 second. And let's see what else we've got going here. We got Xavier T, rookie Fagan, and who is that? Corey Robbins, rounding it out for us here in the championship at Plebian Racing. That is the World Tour Championship point standings. I think I've covered everybody. Then I didn't discuss a lot of the fights as much as I should have, and I'm going to regret that later. But qualifying is going to get underway very fast. Nearly everybody, it looks like, jumped out as fast as they could, trying to make sure that they're able to get as many laps as possible. Because I think, like we saw, we're going to see 1 minute 40-second qualifying laps. So how many laps is that? You should get the bonus if you're out early enough, if I'm not mistaken, right? 15 seconds. Yeah, that sounds about right. Need about 8 of those. No, my math's wrong. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to keep trucking along. Qualifying is going now. The hot laps are upon us at this foggy Austria day. This is definitely not the conditions that the drivers are facing right now in F1. I think they're facing scorching temperatures as we watch Jaworski go off, I think. Or go wide, excuse me, at turn 3. And that's, not mistaken, that was Ozzy right there in front of us. There he is, the Ozman himself. Didn't get a lap guide in as you see the sparks go flying as the Ozman touches the curb and sparks go flying out from his belly. As there's a fight brewing up ahead, it looked like. Who is this? Jaworski and Kurt Moss, I think. Getting awfully close. Kurt Moss having a good tussle with Pasha Patterson the opening lap. Haven't seen him have a good result ever since then. Hoping to have that turnaround, if I'm not mistaken, for Kurt Moss. 11th in the championship standings, right next to Dave Martin and Joel Dallas. Sandwiched between those two cats. Jaworski hitting it hot with a 38.6 to boot right away. Track was optimum already, so there's no excuses there for anybody. As Joseph Chow throws up the 40.4, the closest in contention so far. The 40s are rolling out as Jordan White throws up the 40.2. Good going. Conrad is just zooming out here. I mean, unbelievable. Let's stay on for a lap and see if we can learn a thing or two about the line. All right, over the hill, coming down towards, I think this is 9, right? Yep, so this is the entry to 9. Pit entry off to our right there. We won't be seeing that today. Here's 10. Kind of more 90 degree than I expected it to be. What it looks like on a track map, not having driven this myself. Long straight up the hill towards turn 1 as Conrad goes even faster, nearly by a 10th. Using as much curbing as he can, cuts across, doesn't go over the sausage to the left, carries as much speed as possible over that little crest, and that's turn 1 completed. Coming through turn 2, just a sweeper to the left, going out to the curb, I'm guessing again, braking somewhere between the 50 and the 100 board, maybe around 75, over the sausage a little bit there at the crest of 3. See a lot of action there, I would imagine. People trying to go around the outside as he comes down the straight. I'm going to call this the back straight between 3 and 4. Going to see people diving up the inside here at 4. People trying to brake as hard as they can, but this closing radius corner really going to catch people out and force people off track. I think we've seen that before in other racing series as he comes around turn 5 and around turn 6. I think you kind of just send it around here, hook the tire up on this curb, and go out to the exit curbing. Kind of unsettle car, arrest the slide that your car is going through there. Over the curb again through 7 and on to 8. Through this little chicane looks nice and tidy. Short straight here, keeping it super neat. This is 9 again where we caught onto Conrad earlier. And he goes out to the exit curbing, and that's definitely going to stay within track limits. And onto the curb again. That's not going to be within track limits, I don't think, as he goes through 10 and wide through there. Let's see if that is any faster for him. That's not any faster, so I don't think that that was necessarily valid. 38.591 for Conrad, still holding on. Kevin Ospina's got the next fastest at 39.646. Kurt Moss with a 39.957 and Jordan White with a 4.210. But Penguin throws up a 39.653. That's provisionally third. Right on, brother. That's fast. Heck yeah, who else is going to get into the 39s? Because I feel like once you break into the 39s, it seems like you're just glued to each other. So who else is going to throw it up? As Gregory throws up a 143.1 but leaves the session. He'll come back and resume his rightful place in around 11th, 12th, 13th as James Leader throws up the 39.3, provisionally second, knocking everybody down a peg or two. That's awfully fast and sweet. Is Kevin Ospina going any faster? He's going personally a little bit faster, but it's definitely not going to be enough for pole. Oh, as he goes super wide through 9 and 10. Hopefully that's still within track limits. I'm not sure what is or not out here. I was told we're just using the Kunis rule, so if it's valid, it stays valid. If not, it's not. I think that was not any faster. So 39.6 still, 39.6 still for Spina as he dips back to the pits. Oh my goodness. If the desktop audio has been muted the entire time, I'm sorry. At least we've got the audio now. At least I've caught on to it sooner rather than later. I apologize. Hey, Carbone. Welcome to the show. What else is shaking and baking? Who's leaving the pits now and thinks he's going to get a lap in? I don't think he will. Whoever that orange car, I think that might have been Curtis Gregory. That's definitely not going to be a lap for him. Who else is still out here right now? Joseph is still on one. That's Jordan White lurking in the background, I think it is. Yep. He's still going to be on one, that's for sure. He crosses the line. Not going any faster yet. Keep on going for him. Dave Martin jumping ahead with a 4.00. That'll be provisionally 6th for him as long as nobody sneaks in anything faster into the 39s. Gatekeeper of them, it seems. For now, Penguin with a 39.6. Trying to go a little bit faster as Kurt Moss is on one. Maybe can go a little bit faster, but Jordan White's still trying to push. He's going a little bit faster than he did last lap. As Ozzie Wilson has not put together a great lap, I must say. No disrespect to the Ozman himself. But this is going to be it for him. That's locking him into 7th place. He was able to jump ahead 2 spots, but that's definitely not where he wanted to start this race. I don't know if he's going to be as comfortable with that as I think he is. And a Penguin jumping ahead 3rd provisionally now with a 39.4. James Leader clinging on to what he can. Only a couple tenths back from Jaworski, so that should be able to hold on to P2 if I'm not mistaken. I don't think anybody else can really threaten him. The only person I thought would be Penguin. He's crossed the line, but I could be wrong as Kevin Ospina is going faster than his personal. And hopefully the information will come to me if Kevin is still on one or not. Dave Martin's off. That'll be it for him, closing in on 6th place, I guess. He must have jumped ahead quite a few spots. Nope, that was when he did the 4.00. I remember that conversation. I apologize. Kevin Ospina going off. That'll be it for him, I'm not mistaken. Brett Zumina, 0.6 slower in the 2nd sector. Still doing his personal best out there with a... Oh, not his personal, excuse me. By a 10th by a slower. Excuse me, slower by a 10th. My marbles in my mouth. Ah, it's the stacked pit boxes. That's what it is. I couldn't figure out what I was looking at for a moment. I apologize. Who do we have to harass here in the commentary booth right now? Is there anybody we want to grab? And I have a phonetic pronunciation written down somewhere for a name I'm trying to get to. Oh, and that's the name I'm looking for. Gardlovsky was able to go P16 here today with a 42.805 in the final stages of that lap. So let's go through the grid really quickly if I can keep it together for 4 minutes and see who we can harass for the remaining 2 minutes of it, unless there's someone else we should grab. Huelsman. Where's Huelsman and Pezzelato? 11 and 9, 12. Yeah, why not? Huelsman was a character. Let's grab Huelsman. And we're going to grab Pezzelato. Hello, Mr. Huelsman.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? And where's Pezzelato? Is he in there as well, or no?
Yeah, Sinister.
Sinister. Evan Huelsman and Pezzelato, how are you guys doing? Adrian?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I figured I'd harass you guys in the roughly 4 minutes I had before I went over the starting grid order. You guys qualified 9th and 12th right now. Any strategy going forward for race 1?
Just to beat him. That's it. That's
Come on. What? Dude, we're like teammates, technically.
I know. That's always the worst enemy.
I guess you're right.
That's true.
I just don't want to crash T1. That's my strategy.
So, escape road T1, run wide?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Catch the mirror off the sausage curve,
I don't think it's going to be frowned upon in any capacity going forward, especially T1 being as brutal as it is. I think as long as everybody makes it through. But let me ask you this. If you make it through T1, now what's the strategy for T3 because you don't have any of that runoff there? It's the same thing. It's closing radius. It's just minus the runoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just going to break early.
Yep, play it safe. Play it safe.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, I'll leave you guys to sweat it out on the grid. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Right on. That was Evan Huelsman and Adrian Pezzelato. Hopefully I've got those pronunciations nats. You know what. But let's go to the starting grid order very quickly before the lights turn on and they go out. We've got Konrad Jaworski in P1, James Leader in P2, Penguin Penguino in 3rd, Kevin Moss. That's the first 2 rows of the grid. I said Kurt Moss, not Kevin Moss, hopefully. So Kurt Moss in P4, Kevin Ospina in 5, Dave Martin in 6, Ozzy Wilson in 7th is going to try to make a breakthrough here and make his way through the grid into turn 1 maybe. Jumping down, we've got Jordan White, Evan Huelsman, Brett Zumina, Joseph Chow, Adrian Pezzelato, as we just talked to those guys. I'll try to get to Zumina and Chow maybe for race 2. Tristan Blizzard, Pasha Patterson, we've got the Smoke Man, Gardlovsky in 16th, Curtis Gregory in 17th, and Nguru. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Nico in 19th, Xavier Tristan 20th, Rookie Fagan in 21, and I'm obviously in the transit van sitting on the sidelines. That'll be it for us. That's 21 cars on the grid. That's 21 people signed up. This is going to be a heater. I think those guys highlighted it best what's going to happen going into turn 1. I think we're all curious about that. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy. I think we're going to want to get a view like this of the action. The lights are about to go on. This might be a little unconventional, folks, but we're going to try to roll through it as we get into lap 1. All right, away we go and in towards turn 1 we go for race 1. 30 minutes, here we go, and there's a breakaway through the grid, no questions asked, as everybody looks to be neat, tidy, and orderly, but there's a little 3 wide action going on back here. I think as Pasha is being held up by Gardlovsky in 16th as Pasha's falling down the grid, but we've got action with Martin up ahead as things are shaking and baking around turn 3. As I said, people are getting awfully impatient with the order that they're stuck with so far. Jordan White is looking at the dairy era. That's Ozzy Wilson, if I'm not mistaken, in the Red Bull blue gold livery car that is. Everybody seems very calm and cool for a 30-minute race. I'm very surprised about that, as Pasha is getting into it with who? Ooh, where did Pasha Patterson go with? Uh-oh, we have action everywhere as Kurt Moss is off, and that's Penguin off. Those two starting towards the front. So they obviously had a moment side by side that we missed out on, unfortunately, on lap 1, as Penguin's still trying to recover and get back to the racing line. and tucks back in 17th of all places. And where did Kurt Moss end up? Worse for wear, teleporting back to the pits, and that'll be it for him, it looks like. And he won't get a good restart for the second race as Ozzie Wilson tries to make a move on Dave Martin into turn 1, who's taking to the optimal line and goes for a crazy switchback, forcing Ozzie to go wide. Holy Toledo, what a move to keep a hold of that. I don't even know what to say as there's more action going through the field as Smoke makes the move on Pezzelato, it looks like. And Penguin on the recovery drive himself getting it done on XT and Guru as there's more action going on behind them. Penguin goes on the inside of Gardlovsky, and his next victim will be Pasha Patterson. Only half a second up the road now. This is going to be a four-way battle going on for a long time, but there's still more action going up ahead with Jordan White and Joseph Chow in the bunch, but this is still spicy. Keep an eye on all these deltas, folks. If you're not a numbers person, you will be after this as Ozzie Wilson gets within 3/10 of Martin for just a moment. As you can see, the battle we just left way off in the distance behind us. Trying to flip back and forth through this as Pezzelato gets one back on Smoke, but Smoke's still trying to hang on to that inside fender, going for the inside line. Loses out just a little bit, leaving him compromised to Zumana, who's trying to go make a move towards 10. Thinks better of it. Files in single file for the front straight. Whoa. Switch back again. Ozzie Wilson this time getting it done on the ideal line, but that's Joseph Chow getting caught in the middle of all this, losing out to the 4 of these cars, and that's the end of the Zumana battles. We see him off in the background of turn 1. Jordan White leading the charge towards turn 3, and that's Huelsman on the inside of turn 3, and that's Ozzie Wilson trying to tuck in behind, and Dave Martin not getting any racing track there. A little bumping and grinding between Jordan White and Evan Huelsman along the straight. And who is that coming across the racetrack? That's Jordan White moving across the racing line. I don't think he saw that Ozzie was there. And Dave Martin giving a kiss, and that's door-to-door contact across those 3 cars. Just not, I think, knowing where each other were, and that's not the way you wanted that battle to end, as spicy as it was. This one's still raging on between Zumana, XT, Guru, and Blizzard, as they're going to catch up to the wreck ahead, and those rejoiners will be right in front of them, turning this 5-way battle into potentially a 7-way battle, as Jordan White and I think that's Smoke are going to pick off where Jordan White and Dave Martin had left off with in Huelsman, getting away with the least of that. Whew. Hello, one, and welcome to the show. I don't know quite what to tell you. There's a lot of movement going on for a somewhat straight line. Whew. At least I can catch my breath and relax for a moment. Ooh, Toledo. We're 6 minutes into this race, and I feel like I've been talking for an hour already. As rookie Fagan, Curtis Gregory goes side by side through one, and Gregory on the inside. Both of them getting spun at the end of that exchange. Gregory slowing down for Fagan in an apologizing way. Allows that race to resume. Ozzie Wilson, Penguin, and Smoke, Penguin and Smoke going at it. The matching duo that they are in 8th and 9th place respectively. Jordan White still managing to hold on to 7th place, just ahead of these guys. Ozzy Wilson is still threatening Pasha Patterson in 10th and 11th place. That gap staying within half a second, but now, just as I said, Jordan White was able to hang on. He's might be under threat now. Penguin looking to take a nibble of Jordan White. Into turn 1, he's gonna have a good run. Penguin's definitely on the push to pass, but Jordan White dives out onto the grass unexpectedly. Oh, and gives Penguin a little kiss in the derriere, trying to go for a neat switchback that he saw Martin do, I think. Not quite able to get that done, and Penguin gets the move completed into turn 1. Signed, sealed, and delivered. But this is going to be... Oh, Gardlowski has lost it at the end of turn 1. Going back to Ozzy Wilson making a move on the inside of turn 3. That's on Pasha Patterson. Up the hill we go. Is Pasha going to snap back? He's got 14 curves remaining. That means that he can push it a little bit harder, I think. Lights on for safety. That's what Pasha always says. I think it might be a distractionary move played Innocence on. We'll ask him about that later, maybe. He's only 4/10 back. He's not going to give up on Ozzy. These two have driven together in the past, so they're going to be awfully familiar with the tactics and skill. At their disposal. He is clinging on for dear life. Pasha Patterson is. He's going to try to stay within the slipstream range. I think he's definitely going to give it a push through turn 10 here. Pasha's on the button, that's for sure. Trying to close down that gap, but Ozzy Wilson's made his great escape and is already nipping at the heels of Smoke, and he's going to try to get it done, but leaves it super compromised into turn 1 to Pasha Patterson, who backs out of that move that he wanted to make. Opening that gap up a little bit because he was also pushing to try to catch up to those two. Looking at the grid, looking at the order, I'm not seeing anybody else other than Dave Martin trying to make a move on Pasha Patterson right now. So these four are approximately the closest on track that we're looking at. So let's keep an eye on these guys. Looking at Ozzy as he tries to make a move on Smoke, but Pasha's under threat from Martin right now on the inside of 4. Going for a switchback. Patterson is not able to keep it collected still, or is he? I'm sorry, I take it all back. Please forgive me, but files in single file. I believe this is 5 and through 6 now. Excuse me, 7. Martin's still ahead, but Pasha right alongside now, around the outside. Holy Toledo, carries a ton of speed around the outside. Down the hill into 9, has the position back, but locks up just a smidgens. Throws a little dirt and pocket sand and tire dust. Dave Martin telling him to back off as he tries to get close up on Smoke to not allow Dave Martin an opportunity to get a move on the both of them. That really showed me that Pasha is serious about this championship and holding on to his chances in 3rd place, because he is fighting with everything he's got. He's on the cooldown. Martin's not. He's on the push to pass, gets the move done, going up the hill towards turn 3. Pasha in response. Does he have anything to say? That's Brett Zumina now getting involved in this argument. Ozzy Wilson drove away with it after he passed Smoke. Smoke being the cork in the bottle here. Pasha couldn't quite catch up to him. Martin has done his job now in closing that gap, forcing Pasha to defend against Zumina now. Joseph Chow's closing down the gap on Evan Huelsman. Let's not forget about the leaders now. Only 0.8 back on Huelsman in P4. Joseph Chow in P5 right now. With 8 push to pass remaining. Pezzelato's on it, trying to close down the gap to Joseph Chow. Pasha trying to snap back at Dave Martin. Oh, side by side down the hill through 9. Martin forced off wide. Forced off wide between 9 and 10, but now he's back on the inside on the exit of 10. That's going to give him a huge run. Both of them on the push to pass. And Brett Zumina in the M&M car has got to be licking his lips going, thank you, boys. Guys have slowed down enough for me to catch back up side by side through 1. Pasha cleverly not going to the curb on the entrance of 1, forcing Dave Martin to the actual inside of the track and slowing him down quite a bit more than he expected. And that's going to give Zumina a hefty chance at a big run up the hill to turn 3 on the inside of Dave Martin, forcing him to tumble down. Almost had a move done on Pasha, had to back out of that. That's going to allow Martin to go back up Zumina around the outside because he overslowed that closing radius turn 3. Martin on the ideal line, going to the grass down the back straight on the entrance to turn 4 on the possible ideal line. But will he go off and into the gravel? Not quite, as Pasha leaves him just enough room there. Keeping it side by side through 6 now. Pasha having the bigger run around the outside. Oh my goodness, as Huelsman and Chow are going at it. Excuse me. That gap came down way faster than I anticipated to. As Joseph Chow's on the inside of turn 10. Can he give him enough room on the outside? He does. And they're both on cooldown right now for the push to pass, so they won't have a competitive edge on each other, but they're gonna be running it bumper to bumper into turn 1. Huelsman going to the curbing. Chow chooses not to. Has the run to the apex neat and tidy because that's how it works. Joseph Chow has it done. That's P4. Carries 5 push to pass with him, but Huelsman on the push up the hill. Can he snap back for turn 4 as James Leader's now parked it? Oh, that's got to be a catastrophe of an error as we see Chow and Huelsman driving exceptionally slow, passing him by. And that's going to be James Leader out of this race, going in reverse now. I'm going to chalk that up to a DNF. Yep. That's it for Leader. He must have had some sort of error with his VR equipment. We're going to call that one a mechanical. But that's definitely allowed Joseph Chow to drive away with it right now, as Huelsman and Pezzelato are going to go toe-to-toe. Battling for 4th place now, as that's opened up a podium position that was to not be expected. Huelsman and Pezzelato, close friends. We talked to them earlier on, just right before this race. They said that their only goal was to beat each other because they're running here as teammates in the matching 23 liveried cars. One of them's listed as... never mind. We're going to ignore that. This is going to be a 4-way battle potentially for the last podium position. Oh my goodness, we have Zumina and Smoke neck and neck. Still, this 4-way battle back here is never ending, like a Willy Wonka Godstopper. These guys won't give it up just yet. A lot of push pass remaining and not a lot of time left. We've reached the halfway mark. That's come and gone. 14:20 remaining as these guys keep on jostling their positions around like jugglers as Huelsman and Chow keep going at it up ahead. I'm going to try to do my best to keep snapping back and forth here as Patterson and Smoke switch back and forth as Martin and Zumina are going at it into 3 up the hill. Pasha looking to make a move on Zumina. Over the sausage he goes as he saw a door that was closing as Zumina returned to the racing line. That wasn't going to be it for him, Chief. That's going to leave him super compromised to Smoke on the run down the hill to turn 4. And now Blizzards join this exchange from 13th place, trying to make a move on the inside of Smoke, thinks better of it, files in single file. as he saw that fight brewing on continuously as Huelsman's tumbled down and gotten back from Pezzelato as he gets a little bump in the rump from Penguin, the little hurry up there on the back stretch. But Penguin on the inside of 9 getting the move done as Huelsman runs super deep in the gap there between 9 and 10, falling back even further to where he was. Pezzelato finally getting that move done. A little flashy for the camera on the broadcast team. Hello, brother. We see you getting that done around Joseph Chow. Maybe that's going to open the door to Penguin as well. Not enough as they go side by side. That's Joseph Chow and Pezzelato side by side through 1 down the hill into this little gully here, and back up they go as there's a lot of door-to-door contact, not knowing where each other are. The hell, of course, on the straight. These straights not actually being straight as they can be. That's Penguin going way out wide, trying to set this one up for 4 as he's going to get boxed in here between Huelsman and Pezzelato. There's going to be nowhere for him to go as Joseph Chow tucks in behind, knows he's going to have to get a good slipstream in, and yep, we're watching you, Pezzelato. We're watching. Don't you worry, brother. Oh my goodness. On the inside, Huelsman's closing that gap back down on Penguin. He goes. Oh my, I don't even know how to describe these battles. Everybody's being so calm and collected here, and to just see when they can't close a door anymore. Everybody's being very predictable and neat, it looks like, from this point of view. Penguin and Pezzelato going side by side through the sweeping S's of 7 and 8 on exit. Penguin's the nose ahead, but that's going to be Pezzelato with a big run around the inside, turning that into the outside of 9. He's going to carry a lot of speed, closing that gap, but almost getting sideways from Penguin. Like I said, closing it down a little bit. Carries it through 10, stays on track, and Penguin has to give it up. He's going to go to the inside to try to take the draft off the 3 of these cars, trailing behind, just sucking up the speed as much as they can. Single file, caterpilling out to the curbing to try to get that best entry through turn 1, but Pezzelato did not, holding everybody up. But this is where it's going to ruin his run up the hill towards turn 3. He's going to be compromised by Joseph Chow on the outside. Penguin again going to the curb. Joseph Chow trying to block off everything he can as much as possible, going to the ideal line, carrying it ahead and through 3 into 3rd place. But this is all bringing Jordan White back into the fight, turning this 4-way battle into a 5-way battle. And Ozzie Wilson from 7th place on the grid is in 8th now, trying to make up for all of this as Penguin gets a huge bump in the rump from, I think that was Huelsman. Yep, that was Huelsman who gives Penguin a big bump in the rump, and that sends him wide and behind Jordan White, but so not too far back. But he will have about a second and a half to make up from that fight that he was just attached to. Adrian Pezzelato is not going to give up on this fight for P3. That felt like it went on for 20 minutes, but only a couple laps long. Brett Zumna having a tussle with Dave Martin. Only 2/10 back from that 4-way fight that we were attached from towards the earlier part of this race before we broke away for the leaders. Oh my goodness, I can tell my voice is already gone as Adrian Pezzelato tries to make a move on the inside of turn 3 on Joseph Chow. That's only going to slow him down in this big run down the hill towards turn 4 and bring Jordan White and Penguin back into this. Oh, and don't forget about Huelsman. Oh, and there it is, Pezzelato on the inside of 4. There was the slowdown through 3, caused the big slowdown through 4, side by side through 5 they go. Into 6, Joseph ahead, but he's going to go for the switchback. And you know I'm talking about Pezzelato. He's got it done. Joseph Chow trying to defend it as best as he could, staying ahead. He's able to through the S's somehow. He's on the push to pass. That's what he did to keep ahead. That extra 20 horsepower or so just absolutely saving him there. And if we're talking about master tactician, let's look at Huelsman, who's got 6 push to passes remaining. Just one small mistake away. Excuse me. Cut that off as Penguin is trying to make it move on Huelsman. Down the front straight we go. He's on the inside, definitely side by side as Huelsman tucks away towards the curbing. Penguin holds his line and gets to the apex of turn 1 before anybody else. Him and Huelsman and Penguin going side by side up the hill again. Towards turn 3, Penguin on the inside. Can he hold on? Jordan White still wants a piece of this action. Coming down the hill towards turn 4 now. That's definitely gonna be an opportunity for him here. No, he thinks better of it. 7 minutes left to go. I think people are starting to come to terms with their... Oop, as Huelsman goes on the inside? No. Takes a peek, Huelsman does, on the inside of Penguin. Backs out of that. I think everybody's come to terms with their positions that they've settled down to right now and have started finally settling down with how many push to passes they have remaining and how they can capitalize on that, as Pezzelato is the first of anybody to have run out of push to passes so far. So let's see how that ends up for him. If he's going to become a victim of those that do, or if he's going to be able to hold on for dear life in his final stages of the race. Kevin Ospina having a clinic of a race, driving away with P2 right now. 14 seconds to drift from the leader as we see the Pezzelato Chow fight spicing up. Coming down to turn 2. A little bumping and grinding. As I said, these straights not actually being straights. A little bit more fender bumping going on as they're swapping back that position non-stop. Joseph Chow being just ahead, but not enough, going over the sausage, and that's going to leave him compromised to Penguin as he gets it done on the inside of Chow as well. Joseph Chow's not going to be too happy about that. I can guarantee you that. Oh, Pezzolato's getting held up now by Penguin around the outside. On the entry to turn 4, has it nearly done. Left enough room on the inside for Pezzelato to hold on by a finger, I would say. And that's going to force the issue through 5 and 6. Penguin having it done at the end, though. Pezzelato, no push to passes remaining. That might have been the nail in the coffin for him there. Joseph Chow's got one more left. How strategic does he want to be about using this one? Does he know that Pezzolato's got none left? Oh, that's it for Joseph Chow. He's on it for the final time, and Pezzolato's going to dive towards the inside to stave it off for as long as he can. Joseph going way towards the wall there. Not as much as he thought he would, and that's Pezzelato getting turned around as Joseph Chow cut back and gave him a little kiss in the rear end. Penguin lost out on that somehow as he squeezes Huelsman along the front straight too. As I think Joseph Chow may have gotten those two cars mixed up, as he's not fighting the same car, same 23. That's a different 23 as the 23 pushes Penguin a little wide at the end of 4. Excuse me, 3. Down the hill towards 4 we go. Brain's still trying to catch up with all this. Penguin and Huelsman getting dirty. Well, paint swapping, I should say. Penguin slightly having a lead into turn 4, but keeping it side by side with Huelsman as Joseph Chow's just narrowly staying ahead, 6/10 abreast. Jordan White and Huelsman and Penguin still trying to keep this exciting for me. I told them to keep it entertaining. I didn't think they were going to be this relentless about it, though. Whew. 3 minutes remaining as these guys come to the line, but this won't be all she wrote just yet. I'm gonna guess one more lap remaining after this one. Penguin going to the inside of Joseph Chow, gets the move done through turn 1, leaving Huelsman to go along that choo-choo train and get a ride through Joseph Chow. Now Jordan White wanted to catch on to that express train, but gets a little wide. Gets a little pushed, excuse me, along that straight. Holy Toledo. I think both of them got it back going again. Maybe Jordan White not so fortunate there. Joseph Chow was able to keep driving as Penguin and Huelsman still going at it for the final stages. Oh my goodness, side by side through 4 again. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say that now. Side by side through 5 and 6. Side by side through 7 and 8. Through the S's they go. Down the hill, what does Huelsman have to say in response? Nothing quite yet. Penguin breaking the toe to the best of his abilities. Pezzelato trying to make a move on the wounded bird of Joseph Chow. Able to maybe get alongside the inside. Hasn't done. Joe gives him a little contact. Pezzelato is able to get it collected. And be tucked right behind his mate, Huelsman, in 4th place. Going up the hill, Joseph Chow driving with a little blood in his vein. Of course he's got blood in his veins. I guess it's pumping hard. We'll come back to that euphemism later. But he's side by side with Ozzie Wilson right now because he doesn't want to give up another position. He's been in some hard-fought battles this race, and I'm sure this doesn't want to be he doesn't want it to end like this. Let's just say that. Side by side around the outside of 4. Side by side through 5 is Ozzie and Joseph Chow. Into 6 again. Ozzie just ahead. Can Joseph go for the switchback? Not quite yet. On the entry to 7, nose to tail. Can he get a good run down the hill? Towards turn 9, there's a big drop coming up. Who can kind of yeet it over the blind curbs? The white flag is out. Let's see if Jaworski gets the checker. Not quite yet. Jaworski on the final lap right now. That means we get one more lap remaining for everybody still duking it out. Right now it looks like Blizzard's trying to give it up to Smoke. 2/10 away from that. Let's take a look and see if this is worth watching. Of course it is. Blizzard and Smoke, for crying out loud. Of course they're going to put on a show for us in the final stages of this race. 2/10 separating these guys. Coming across the line almost for the last time. So nobody's been lapped yet. Else Joseph Chow still trying to follow up on Ozzie Wilson. Both of them very wounded right now. Pasha Patterson, oh my goodness, trying to give it up on Jordan White around the outside of 2. Going much faster there. Up the hill they go as Jordan White did have 2 pushed passes remaining. Pasha was on it. Knew where he could get it done and saw the wounded party coming. Although, here we are at the turn 3 again. That's not Javarski. That's Blizzard and Smoke. Javarski crossing the line, P1. Let's make sure we're not missing this battle still going on between these two cats. Coming to a close here. Around turn 4. Whew. All right, Kevin Ospina taking away P2. I gotta say, Kevin, what a wonderful drive, and congratulations. It's finally a result that you are worthy of. Let's just put it that way, dude. With internet issues or whatever, you finally made it through this race. Fantastic and great result. Fantastic drive. Good on you, brother. Hell of a drive. Penguin getting P3. Fought battle for him. Huelsman and Pezzelato, we're definitely grabbing them back. We're grabbing you. We're grabbing you. And we're grabbing you. Hey, guys.
What's up?
You guys are back. Hold on. Let me go through the grid real quick, and then I want you guys to talk us through what we talked about before the race, and then let's talk about what happened during the race. So we had Huelsman and Pezzelato from 4th and 5th, Ozzy Wilson in 6th, Joseph Chow in 7th. We had Zumina in 8th, Dave Martin in 9th, Pasha Patterson in 10th, Blizzard Smoke, that's 11 and 12th. Jordan White tumbling down to 13th in the final stages of the race. And we had Guru in 14th, XT in 15, Gardlovsky in 16, Curtis Gregory in 17, Rookie Fagan in 18th, James Leader with the DNF due to technical issues, and Nico also taking a DNF, and Kurt Moss having the fatal error or problem at the middle of lap 1, and we'll get to the bottom of that as soon as we can if we can find him. But what about you guys? Evan Huelsman and Pezzelato, you guys said you guys wanted to fight it out, and whoever came out on top was going to be the champion. And you guys weren't kidding, huh?
I guess that makes me the champion then.
Yeah, dude, I think I lived up to half of my prediction, which was what, turn 3, break early, and the entire, it was like Moses, right? Or not? Yeah, Moses,
Yep.
like part in the seas.
Yep, part in the seas.
That was amazing. But then I ended up double downshifting again and completely like spinning in the first corner like an idiot.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what happened. I was wondering
yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, but I show up, I'm like, yo, let's race nice and clean, and then everyone had their fucking elbows out, man.
Oh, dude, it was elbows out.
Man.
I don't know if you caught a couple of the passes that I made out of T1, but
Oh
it was
my
like overtaking 3 people at a time just with push to pass and a squared off.
That was great.
I think I
Yeah.
was glued on your guys' battle from like the middle of the race to almost the end, to where it didn't end. You know, it's just everywhere. It was just everywhere. It was turn 1, it
Yeah.
was turn 3, it was turn 4, it was turn 5.
Yeah.
Around the outside of turn 7, I'm like, what the you know, it was absolutely insane.
I have to give it to Penguin though. He earned it. I even crashed him and he still got past me. Even though I offered to let him by. I offered to let him by.
I learned from like Road America, where like I wanted to save all my push to passes to like the middle or like the latter half of the race, but it didn't even matter. That guy's too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penguin.
Man, that was probably
quite
one of the
rapid.
most fun races I've ever had.
I hope so.
And we get to
because
do it
looked
all
super
over
exciting.
again.
Yeah, we get to do it. Is there reverse grid?
Yes.
Yeah.
It will be reversed.
Oh, even better.
Yep.
Oh god.
So that was. I'm glad you guys thought that was as much fun as it looked. I hate
Oh,
you
I'm
all
sweating.
because I am breathless right now. Oh, you guys are sweating. I'm sweating. I'm just talking about sweating.
Oh man,
Like,
poor
goodness.
guy.
Yeah, poor me. That was amazing. But thank you guys so much. I'm gonna try to go harass some more people. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
No.
No,
Anything
let's
else-
go, round
do it
2.
again.
Are you guys gonna do
Yep.
the same thing? Okay, so same thing, round 2. Got it. Thank you.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Just as clean, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't clean at all.
All right. See you guys. Good luck.
Elbows out.
Elbows out. Whew. That was the grid. Excuse me. That was Evan Huelsman. That was the grid. That was Evan Huelsman and Adrian Pezzelato again after talking to them at the beginning of the race. Got to talk to them at the beginning of race 2 as well. They predicted pretty much what was going to happen, and they paid out what they thought was going to happen. They were definitely going to fight it out. Blood, sweat, and tears, and they left everything out on track. The order for race 2, grid is now set. I think everybody's here so far. I might have 1 or 2 people not in their slots yet, but we're down to 18 now. Curtis Gregory and Gardlovsky, Guru, Jordan White. We got the Smoke Man, Blizzard, Pasha Patterson, Dave Martin, Brett Zumina, Joseph Chow in 10th place. Ozzy Wilson, Pezzelato, and Huelsman with Penguin, Ospina, Jaworski, Rookie Fagan, and James Leader. Rounding it out here, that's 18 people filling 19 slots technically, because someone's not here in 3rd place. Guru, wherever you're at. But I hope this race is just as exciting for all the spectators' sakes, but I hope for my sake it's a little less exciting, because my voice could use a little break right now. As I said, we have something else going down at the end of this race, so if you're interested, get onto the Discord. Oh, excuse me, the lights are getting ready to go on. I'll save that for after the race. The grid is set, the lights are on, and away we go. Oh, and that's Curtis Gregory dipping away towards the pits, not taking the start. Gardlovsky now into P1, taking us into T1. Nice and cleanly he does just that, but that's Jordan White getting sideways. Oh no. Jordan White tumbling down the order, getting collected there, and just caught in the middle of everybody, it seems. Pasha Patterson off at turn 2, forcing, getting out of a 3 wide, I'm going to say. Oh, and that's Smoke wide. That's going to be a couple 3 wides there at turn 2, as the timing tower is just going to get all sorts of wackadoodled as everybody gets collected in that. Penguin now towards the back of the grid, and Blizzard off, and Joseph Chow's off, I think. And I think this is going to be a restart, because we have a lot of people stopped on track. Jordan White, Dave Martin, Blizzard. We have it all getting reset now. We have the start for race 2. So it's as if race 1 never happened. Or excuse me, the first race start never happened. I don't know if we have enough time. I don't think we have enough time for my normal music. I'm sorry. I'm excited to see what's going to happen this go around, since we've had our blown restart, I guess. I know, right? Just when you had a break, just when you had a breakaway, they go ahead and take it away from you. That's bull. I'm with you, Curtis. Oh, I'm with you, Gardlovsky. Excuse me, that's Gardlovsky. Man, I was there with you, brother. I was right there with you. Oh, get ready to hop back in the rig, because here we go. The lights are about to come on. Race 2 is getting underway for the first and the only time that we've gotten race 2 underway. The lights are out, and away we go. That's Pasha Patterson jumping the start in the background as he loses out to Zumina right away, as he knows better and should have just driven away, as he's definitely going to get a drive-through now, and that's going to be extremely costly for him as Gardlovsky tries to get a breakaway here. But Guru is not going to be complicit in that request. Keeping it side by side up the hill into turn 2. Backs out just a little bit, but Jordan White's right there, going to the curbing super wide, trying to return the race line. I don't think that's going to work early on in the race as Smoke gets his nose chopped off. A little contact side by side with Joseph Chow going through 3, and that's Pasha Patterson going super wide, going to the back of the grid now. And that's a lot better this time around than it was the other time. That never happened, quote unquote. Smoke falling back behind. Joseph Chow doesn't want any more trouble from that as we have Jordan White off, tumbling down the order. That's not good. That looks like it's going to be it for him. Jordan White, Zumina getting a bump in the rough from Penguin. They'll hurry up through 5, but he gets pushed out into the curbing into the grass, slowing way down there. That's going down to 13th for Zumina when he was just fighting for 8th and 9th. Everybody's staying still super close as Smoke's getting harassed by Dave Martin for 3rd place. Dave trying to make a good breakaway on the inside of 9, but there was not enough room there as Smoke turned into the apex where Dave was occupying that real estate neck and neck. Oh my goodness, as Smoke tries to move over, but that's going to be almost 4 wide, 3 wide guaranteed down the front straight as Gardlovsky was there. That's Pezzelato on the inside. Oh, that's Huelsman trying to go for the major switchback on the 3 of those guys as you were talking about in the intermission between race 1 and race 2, but that wasn't quite enough room yet. But that is brewing as that gap has just dramatically increases. Huelsman's dropping way back to Curtis Gregory, and that's James Leader back in this race. Trying to go on the inside of Gregory. He has it done, but now on the inside of Huelsman, not quite enough room as Huelsman closes the door and gets a little bit of James Leader on him. That's Pezzelato still, and Smoke now in P2. As Joseph Chow's driving away, commanding lead, 2 seconds adrift now. As he is watching the fight brew in his rear view, getting thicker by the second. The water that he sees turning to blood as Pezzelato goes on the inside of Smoke. Smoke getting a little drifty through there on the inside of 6, excuse me. Smoke still getting the raw into that deal, now under threat from Martin. Will Martin give him a slight breath of reprieve? Going down towards turn 9. I don't think so. Making a look, trying to force an error. And that's Penguin and Ospina getting side by side on the entrance to 9. Super hot and drifty, getting engulfed by those around him as Kevin Ospina tries to return the racing line. Goes into the side of Jaworski, I think. No, who is that? That was Huelsman. And Huelsman and Gregory trying to just get back through to where they were before all this Ospina drama showed up from the Penguin confrontation as Gardlovsky is now spun around down the order. He tumbles at the exit of turn 1, backing up across the track and into the barrier. Here he goes. That's going to be the end of it for him. Going up the hill now, that's Smoke and Martin. Smoke going wide on the outside, but gave Martin a little kiss of death through 3, and he goes across the track and into the runoff. Dave Martin does, and that's Smoke always slowing down the best he can, waiting for the person that he had confrontation with, and that's just that shows the good character that he has going forward. Dave Martin rejoins racetrack, and so does Smoke now right in front of Jordan White, but we're looking at Conrad Dvorsky as he's making his way up the field. He's now in P4, commanding his way through. Let's take a look at the fastest laps. Looks like the best lap out there right now is being held by Joseph Chow, actually, with this breakaway run of 40.39. So he might be able to hold on to this as Huelsman is trying to stick it up to Ospina here, as Martin and Blizzard is still exchanging paint. 9 and 10. 39's finally coming out for everybody. Jaworski hitting the 39-1. About time, no offense. Want to see some good numbers up there as Blizzard and Fagan and White get involved in something strange at the end of turn 1. Martin involved in that in some way as he's got nose damage. Ospina and leader. Ospina's now turned around backwards at the end of 3. A lot of these incidents coming seemingly out of nowhere. So apologize if it seems like I'm jumping around just a little bit. Ozzy Wilson on the inside of turn 4. On to Huelsman. Nothing Huelsman can do in response to that. Until he gets to the entrance of turn 6, trying to carry enough speed around the outside to force Ozzy into a mistake. Going for the switchback. He almost has it done, but not quite enough. Oh, he is a fender along the inside, and that's going to allow him to have a great run through the S's. But that's Ozzy on the push to pass in retaliation to make sure he stays ahead. Now cool down through 9 and 10. That's going to leave him super compromised through turn 1. As Huelsman goes super wide. Dave Martin tumbling down the order. There's something happening to him. Huelsman choosing not to use the push to pass yet for some reason. Maybe holding on for another fight. James Leader up ahead, trying to go after Pezzelato. Switchback along the straight. Pezzelato suffering from a lot of damage. Pretty much a sitting duck there as James Leader was on the push to pass, forcing him to just sit there and take it. Through turn 3 he goes. Both of them on the cooldowns for now. Jaworski, is on the push to pass. Pezzelato is on the push to pass. Jaworski is closing down the gap commandingly. In third place, 1.4 seconds back from Penguin now. Chopping out, taking out 10th after 10th after 10th every lap. It's getting awfully close. Wasn't faster last lap around, but I imagine that's just fluctuating back and forth, back and forth. Let's keep an eye on the gap between Joseph Chow and Penguin, though. That one could be a little bit more dramatic and noticeable, as Pezzelato is still now 6/10 back from James Leader, surprisingly. Rookie Fagan and Pasha Patterson, though, through the S's now. Pasha seemingly threatening on the inside of turn 9. On the exit is for sure. How much Rookie can do. Goes a little wide through 10. That's going to slow him down considerably. On Pasha to get that move done before the straight. Other than after. Comrade Jaworski going through turn 3 has got the gap down. 7/10 now between him and Penguin. Penguin must have made a mistake here just not too long ago, because that gap got bigger between him and Joseph and smaller between him and Jaworski. That's for sure. Ozzy Wilson still trying to shake and bake, obviously. 6th and 5th here between him and Pezzelato. Smoke and Blizzard not giving up on it just yet, as that's swapping back and forth still. Curtis Gregory getting involved in their little two-way battle that normally exists as he gives a little kiss to Smoke Man. At the entrance of turn 4, and that gives Pasha an opportunity to get his nose in the mix. Let's see what Pasha's doing. Oh my God, Blizzard goes super wide and off the track at the exit of 6. And that's going to allow Smoke back into all of this. Rookie Fagan, is back into all of this. And Pasha Patterson and Curtis Gregory are neck and neck. Going down the hill towards turn 9 on the inside. Pasha Patterson is threatening that move. Almost the exact same move we saw a lap ago that he did on rookie Fagan. Not quite able to get it done in the exact same way. Jaworski 4/10 back from Penguin. Oh, Wilson and Pezzelato. The move we've been talking about for a while now. Pezzelato trying to snap back. No, I think he's a sitting duck with all that damage he has, unfortunately. Not able to snap back in retaliation. What about Smoking Gregory, though? That's never ending like a gobstopper. Pasha Patterson limping away from that four-way battle finally into 12th place. Done fighting for that. On his way he goes. Looking at Jaworski now, still only 2/10 back from Penguin. This one's been brewing for a long time. He's going to be extremely patient, trying to make sure he gets this move done without taking any additional damage. He knows that's only going to slow him down over the long run. He still has a couple more moves to make. Ooh, Jaworski going around the outside all the way to the curbing on Penguin on the straight as the move completed. Oh no, and that's going to open up the can of worms that Joseph Chow's been saving for the last 15 minutes. His 9 remaining push to passes have got to be used in the escape fashion rather than the offensive way that I'm sure he was trying to save those for. He's going to be using them defensively against Jaworski, who was going to try to close the gap down within the next 17 minutes, and I don't think that's going to be a big problem looking at the pace that he's been able to have. I'm sorry, Gurdlovsky, that your race didn't go the way you wanted it, but you know there's always room for you on my boat on the high seas, matey. So come and join me after this. Penguin's still only 6/10 back from Jaworski. So he's not giving up yet, and maybe he can get towed along towards Joseph Chow. That might be the piggy bank he's stuffing his coins into. That might get him a slot into P2 if he can get towed along to the front. Of course, Joseph Chow into a mistake. Still looking at the inside though, Jaworski trying to keep him on his toes, let him know that he's still there. James Leader still lurking behind though. Wow, impressive. Whoa, hold on. So we have Jaworski running a 38.569 is his best, and James Leader stealing the fastest lap with a 38.546. Holy Toledo, that man. James Leader is the fastest man on track with 15 minutes remaining. He's faster than the guys ahead right now. I think James Leader might be able to take away P2. Oh my goodness, if Joseph Chow's now under threat from Jaworski. Through turn 6 and on towards turn 7, this has been brewing, obviously. I'm going to keep repeating myself like a canary, unfortunately. Oh my God, Jaworski, what are you doing? What are you doing? You wily man, 11, he's on it. Joseph Chow's on it as well. In defense, as I said earlier, he's got to be 39.526. That's not fast enough. Nearly a second slower than the guys behind. He's a sit and duck. Joseph Chow, oh my goodness, trying to cover off the inside as best he can. Jaworski going to the grass, trying to hold on. He is able to. Joseph Chow giving up the inside eventually through turn 2 now, side by side up the hill. Joseph Chow on the ideal line, squeezing Jaworski to the inside, keeping him behind. Great defense. Giving him just enough room on the inside. Not too much, not too little. The Goldilocks amount is Huelsman and Pezzelato are swapping back and forth. What are you guys up to? You wounded birds, around 4. I'm going to snap back to the leaders here in a second, unless he put on another show for me. As Zumina's on the inside of Huelsman now. Side by side through 4. Done. Not quite yet. Zumina's going to have the run around the outside of turn 6 again. Going for the switchback into the S's. No one's been able to make that work, so maybe that's just a move I keep drumming up in my head. It's not quite possible. Oh, there it is. Zumina trying to get the run towards turn 9. Can he have it done? He's definitely present along the inside, forcing his presence. Ooh, and through 10 has to back out of it as Huelsman takes the lead on Zumina. Throwing a lifeline to Kevin Ospina in the number 42 car, is now having a chance at this. Points winning position is Jaworski and Chow. As I talk my way through that, Jaworski makes the move on Joseph Chow. Joseph Chow trying to snap back through 3, going for the switchback as Jaworski saw it coming a mile away. As Joseph Chow outbraked himself a little bit there. On the inside, clean as day Jaworski was through 3. Securing it, signed, sealed, and delivered. That's licked stamp. Joseph Chow's got to keep his cool here. He can't lose one position and lose a couple more into frustration. He's going to defend with his absolute best abilities that he has left in the tank. 12 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to recover from these guys' mistakes ahead. That's James Leader poking around. Doesn't want to make a move yet, but is making his presence known for sure. Threatening. Flashing that green livery in the mirrors of Joseph Chow, but that's Penguin doing the same thing to James Leader now on the inside on the front straight. Down the pit road they go. Penguin on the inside to the apex he goes. Maybe outbraked himself a little bit as they're now side by side. James Leader's gonna have the inside up the hill towards turn 2, and it's done before they got to turn 2 and on towards turn 3 now. Things settling down for the race leaders. Realizing that they don't have to fight just yet. Ozzie Wilson quietly taking away P5. Good show. Oh, nose to tail. James Leader and Penguin. A lot of respect shown there. There was just a millimeter between that front and rear bumper. Ospina's only 3/10 back, 2/10 back from Evan Huelsman right now. That's awfully close through 7. Ooh, Does Kevin have a huge run down the hill towards turn 9? Yes, but there's not enough room on the outside as I say that, but there is. He makes it happen, but goes super wide at the exit of 9. That throws a little bit of that work away. As James Leader isn't going to be much more patient, I don't think. He has done this before. He'll do it again, gosh darn it. Up the hill towards turn 2 on the inside. Not able to quite hold on. Oh. Joseph Chow just getting it done. Hold on around the outside. I think James Leader gave him a lot more room than he should have, maybe. As Huelsman and Ospina and White are all glued together. Nope, that's Pezzelato and Huelsman and Ospina again. These guys, absolutely ridiculous. Let me make sure I get them straight. Evan Huelsman and Kevin Ospina going at it side by side down the hill through turn 4. Pezzelato trying to go to the optimal line around the outside of turn 4. Can he get it done around the outside of turn 6? Someone get this switchback completed, gosh darn it. Not quite yet, as James Leader is now threatening... Excuse me, Penguin is now threatening James Leader as he couldn't get that overtake done on Joseph Chow earlier. That's what you get for biding your time and being patient with it. Yes, he is, Captain Insano. James Leader is working on the 45-minute overtake, and unfortunately, he's only got 30 minutes to make it happen. And only 7 minutes left to go in this race. So let's see if he can take that up to 11 as Pezzelato and Huelsman swap positions again through turn 1, bumping and grinding on the exit. Pezzolato's car has seen some better days as Jordan White forces his way into the equation and is the meat of this friendship sandwich between Huelsman and Pezzelato. Around the outside, maybe Pezzelato is going to give it up to White to get back to his buddy. Apparently not. Treating Jordan White like a friend. I would hate to see what he drives like against his enemies then. Oh. Thank you for telling me that, as I'm trying to get that fixed. Get back to that. Get back to this first. Joseph Chow is still under threat now. James Leader making it up that ground again, trying to make it up the inside of Joseph Chow. He's got it done through turn 2, or right before it, I should say. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Oh, Joseph Chow's not going to let him rest that simply. Joseph Chow on the inside of turn 4 again to the outside of turn 5 and 6 now. Side by side, James Leader goes into the sausage. On the exit of turn 7. Nope. 6 here into 7. Oh my God. James Leader pushing Joseph Chow to the absolute edge of the track. Side by side through the S's, and Penguin wants a piece of this towards the outside. He goes down the hill towards turn 9. James Leader's still ahead, but Joseph Chow wants to go to the inside, takes a peek, but doesn't have quite enough speed to keep it going down the hill. Penguin finally giving it a rest, counting the push to passes remaining. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for him, 3 for Chow as he's on it. James Leader with only 4. As this is still the place you want to spend your Saturday night. Oh my God, James Leader and Joseph Chow are going to be relentless through turn 2 again. I don't know how many times James Leader is going to try to make that move happen and get it done. Joseph Chow being relentless on the inside of turn 3, forcing James Leader all the way to the outside. Run off and over the Austria curve he goes. That's definitely going to slow him down. 3 abreast down the back straight on their way to turn 4. James Leader getting boxed in, diving around, trying to find some real estate that he can occupy to give himself a chance. Joseph Chow hanging around the outside, carrying a lot of speed, going super wide down the hill towards turn 4 and into the gravel he goes. That's going to be the end of that part of his battle. Leaving it up to the 2 of them. Only 2 remaining. Penguin and James Leader fighting over the remaining podium positions now. The only thing left for Joseph Chow to say about this is if James Leader and Penguin get into a tussle, giving him an opportunity to clinch back onto a step of this podium and get a taste of that champagne here in Austria. Huelsman and Pezzelato still going at it through turn 6. These guys won't stop either on the inside as Pezzelato. These guys have no shame in bumping and grinding. These guys have been racing together quite some time. A lot of trust between the 2 of them. Absolutely nothing between these 2 racers as they go through 9 and on their way through 10. Pezzelato just a nose ahead. He's been trailing behind. That Wang of Pezzelato has seen some better days. Not giving him the arrow that he deserves as James Leader is only a 10th back from Penguin now. Trying to snap back. We're not going to go away anywhere else. James Leader on the inside of Penguin. Not going for the 45-minute overtake this time. Held his ground. Held his line. That's P2, but who knows what Penguin's going to fight back with. James Leader's on the cooldown for the push to pass. Penguin has some opportunity around the outside of turn 4. Hopefully he doesn't get Perez'd and into the gravel. He does not. James Leader super respectful, holding onto the inside line. Is staying ahead through turn 5 now and on their way through 6. James Leader leading these duo on their way through 7. Through 6, on their way through 7 now. Through the S's of 8. On their way down the hill towards turn 9. Who is that in front? That's Godlovsky. Lap traffic is going to be in the middle of this towards the last lap. This is going to be exciting stuff. Final podium positions here. 2nd and 3rd place up for grabs in lap traffic coming in towards the last lap around, if I'm not mistaken, depending on how far away Godlovsky is. This could be spicy. 8 seconds ahead. I don't think we're going to get an additional lap after this. This is going to be it. 1 push to pass remaining for James Leader, 2 for Penguin. We have Godlovsky splitting the duo now. Oh, this is exactly what you don't want to see, is lap tracking just squeezing himself between Godlovsky, getting out of the way and before turn 3, but not before giving Penguin a huge draft through turn 2. That slipstream's got to pay off, but it's Godlovsky fighting back on Penguin right now on the outside. He really needs to back out of this. This isn't his fight to be in. And that's going to separate the 2 of them by a little bit more than a second. And I think that's going to be it for that battle. Jordan White trying to give something back to Zumina in the final stages of this race. I'm not sure if we'll get another lap as Jaworski is getting ready to cross the line. Let's see, actually, if we're going to get another lap as he comes around, goes to the line. Nope, I think that's going to be it right then and there, actually. he takes the checkered flag. Let's go down the order. Jordan White still snapping back at Exumina. Going through the S's side by side. That's turn 8 for you. Crazy. These two down the hill towards turn 9. They know this is their last chance to make it happen. Fighting for some good points here in the championship. Ooh, Jordan White's able to get it done through turn 10. Holding on as he gets a little sideways. Zumina getting a little off there. Is that going to leave him compromised for Huelsman? No. Huelsman getting P10. Anybody else fighting? Martin is only half second back from Blizzard, as his windshield seems in better days. Ooh, drifting through the final corner. Let's go through the grid right now. We have Jaworski in P1 again. Nice race. Good job and congratulations. James Leader with a commanding P2. What a drive out of you, man. Hell of a drive and good points for you tonight. Penguin in P3. Joseph Chow in P4. Ozzy Wilson in P5. Kevin Ospina in P6. Pezzelato in 7th. Jordan White in 8th. Azumina in 9th. Huelsman in 10th, separated by his teammate by a couple points. Patterson in 11th. Blizzard in 12th. Martin in 13th. Rookie Fagan in 14th. Curtis Gregory in 15th. And Gardlovsky in 16th. Smoke and Guru taking the DNFs for the evening. And with that, folks, this has been a lovely evening. It's been a long, long race event. Please, 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 if you're interested in doing something very fun, very exciting, we have a special treat coming up for you. If you're interested, please go towards the Discord. The link should be up on the screen. It is not, gosh darn it. It is actually. It is in the description of every single broadcast that you're looking at, whether it's on Twitch or on YouTube. Join the Discord. Go to it. Click on the Assetto Corsa roll and make sure you get the download link for this upcoming event that we're doing. It's going to be very, 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 very exciting, very fun, something you've never seen before. We're doing ramped action at Tsukuba with stadium trucks, so this will be exciting stuff. If you like what you saw, if you want to be part of the racing here at Plebian Racing, that sounds so silly when I say it like that. If you want to be part of the race, if you want to be part of the community here at Plebian Racing, we're going to go with that. Check us out at the Discord. Thank you very much for the raid. Zero bandwidth. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Kind of just wrapping things up here. I think we're going to jump right into some exciting stuff. So not necessarily the normal stuff we do where we watch a replay. I think we're going to jump right into the stadium trucks at Tsukuba Raceway. So please go down to the description, click on the link for the Discord, join it. We're going to have Dave Martin posting, or Penguin, excuse me, he's going to be posting a link to a download. If you want to be a pleb like all these other folks, click the link below. Download the stuff. And I will see you guys at the stadium truck race at Tsukuba Raceway here in about 20 minutes. I got to take the dog out, go walk her really quick. She's been begging all race too long, so she's been a good girl. But we have tons of action coming up. We're only through the start of July right now, so we've got tons of action coming up. We just did Red Bull Ring Australia. On the 16th, we have Road Atlanta as we head back to the USA and finish up at Sebring in the USA on the 23rd of July. Interested in some MX-5 Cup racing? We're going to be at Vallelunga Club, Italy on the 13th. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And we're obviously going to Lime Rock on the 27th, and we're going to be at Okayama Piper on the 10th. So obviously tracks that you know, love, and trust. So we want to see you back here on track. Join us next time here at Plebian Racing. And as always, stay safe, folks.